Good morning, traders. Welcome to the live trading room. I hope you're all doing well this morning. Right, as I've shown, we have got now the chat room on the website for support. I understand this is still the beginning. We still have some teething problems, and there are some suggestions on how we can improve the chat room. We will look into that. But I think the chat room is currently working. Everybody should be able to log into the chat room. We will do some improvements and suggestions where we will implement improvements and suggestions where we can. So for now, it is working and we are able to chat to members on the chat rooms and give you guys support. Right, for any inquiries, guys, use the live chat box on the website. You'll get a quicker response. Or if you're not using this, use the company email, which is info@elliottwaveprinciple.com. Let me write it down. This is the email you can use. Either you can use that email or you can just use this live chat box. So it is info@elliottwaveprinciple.com. info@elliottwaveprinciple.com. Elliott with a double T, wave dash principle.com. You will get a quicker response there. So let's centralize everything. There are more than 3 people monitoring this email, so you should get a response quicker than when you send me a direct message on Slack or on WhatsApp or on Telegram. So we're trying to centralize everything here. So this email is monitored. Obviously, maybe sometimes maybe 12 a.m. to say about 6 a.m. South African time. That will be about 10 p.m. GMT to about 4 a.m. GMT. There may not be somebody monitoring the emails, so just be a bit patient if you are not getting the response. But we will definitely respond to any queries on that email. Happiness, everybody. If everybody's happy, then we can get started. So please use that email. Right, let's get started. Before we look at the trade setups, let's look at the euro and the DXY, because this always gives us direction. Yesterday, the euro broke out of this corrective structure and it's still showing continuation to the upside. This is where we were yesterday. This candle closed above the flag, confirming further upside. If you're taking the trade, you should be in the money on that one. It's doing the same thing again, so we're expecting the same thing to happen. We're expecting the euro to continue up higher. Where does that come from? It comes from this structure. Let's just go back one on the 1 hour to confirm the trade setup on the 1 hour. So the 1 hour, as you can see, it is setting up again for another move. The 1 hour is setting up for another move as follows, and we'll be looking for this. We are well above 50 and we have reset it here again. So exactly where we were yesterday with this corrective structure, this candle closed above, yes, to confirm upside. We were above and we were resetted here, and that's why this one has made a move. So we are still expecting this to continue to the upside. Let's look at the bigger structure on euro US dollar for hour. Starting to look like a very interesting structure here now. Let's take this off. Let's clean it up a bit. Right. So we had 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and 3 waves down. Although the W, or rather the Y, is a little bit longer than the W here, this is still fine. Is this ready for a move to the upside? We have broken out of this structure here. So we've already broken out of that structure. Now, any pullback here, on the 4 hour especially, we'll be looking to take it up higher. Or even if it does not pull back and it just goes sideways, we'll be looking to take it up higher. So let's have a look at this. At the RSI is well above 50. So the likelihood of this pulling back after a bit of a move, we're still pushing up higher. We should see this one retrace to about 50% and then push to the upside. When that happens, we should be getting this one resetting at the bottom, this one coming up here, and then we'll be looking for this one to do that, and for this to do this move. So eventually we will look to get this move to break out of the whole correction structure as follows. So that's how we will look at it. See, there's something on the chat box. I'll check that now. So that is how we're going to be looking at Euro US dollar. So the 4-hour is above 50. Let's check the daily. If it's confirming the reversal, the daily will confirm the reversal. The daily is just popping up above 50. So we want to see this out of this structure. We are already at the top here. Doesn't mean anything if we're going to start an uptrend here. If it's the daily, we're going to see this happen. And this one breaking clearly here out of this. So let's see how that goes. There was divergence when this was making this low here on the daily. You'll see that divergence there. When this was making the low, the RSI didn't make a new low there. It makes a new higher low, lower high rather. Okay. How far Euro US dollar to go? We'll have a look at that. Okay. So initially, when you take this, you're gonna need to target the all-time high. You don't target the all-time highs first. You target the 50% of this whole move, because as much as this is going up, this was a deep correction here. This can do this back to the 50%. We can even get this on the euro. That would be a WXY structure. So first target the 50% on the euro. You can make a bigger one like this before pushing to the upside, because the current retracement was only up to about 38%. Let's have a look at the whole retracement here. So we can't even get to 50%. Let's have a look here. This is where the move started. This is where the move ended. We've only retraced up to about 38%. So the fact that this is 38% may even be telling you that this 1, 2, 3, 4. If this is the wave 4, then that means we're still going to have a wave 5 as follows. So we could even have the structure like that, and then intentionally we've got these 5 waves here. So let's keep an eye on it. The sequence will be confirmed by the indicator whatever we get here as confirmation for upside. So the short-term target here, let's take this off. If you get the trade at current levels, if you get that 1 hour confirmation at current levels, we'll be looking for this to get to 120.28, 120.28 to 128, 121, 1.2158, around those levels, giving us a 3-wave structure. So this will be a critical level, because we can get to this level and make another reversal before we push to the upside. So let's keep an eye on that. Sorry, who's user again? Can we trigger or wait or correction on EU? You take it based on the strategy. Now, talking about the strategy, guys, you'll see that a number of our charts have got the blue boxes in them. So those are trading areas. You don't have to wait for me to say execute the trade. If you know the strategy, for example, let me just see here. So for example, if we had here the move to the downside here, we had a move down here, it went up in 3 waves. This was our blue box here. You remember? We projected this to be the blue box. This is a trading area. So you can execute a sell in that area as per the blue box. Okay? Right, so that is what we have here. So on the blue box, if you're executing a sell, just be mindful that your stop loss needs to be above 1,618. You just have to refer to the course on that, to the strategy on the course. This will be the 1,618 of this whole move. That's where your stop is. And when it starts doing this, you move your stop to break even. So for now, we're still looking for this one to push a little bit higher. And if you look at the forecast on the website, we're forecasting that this will go further up higher. Let's just go to the US dollar pairs. Euro US dollar 4 hour. So that was the blue box on Euro US dollar. And we are looking for this one to push up higher. Now, as much as we're forecasting here, this is based on all the data that we have currently here. This can go up to about 120.28, as I've said, which is going to be the 50% of this whole move, or it can go all the way. So even if this does this 1, 2, 3 flat correction and then it goes, that will still be valid. We'll still look for this one, this leg here, but it doesn't mean that because that has not happened and we cannot confirm it, we don't trade this. We trade it and manage it, because it may just be this last leg that we're looking at here. And this has reversed at about 38. So that's why we're saying this could very likely be a way for a push to the upside. So let's keep an eye on this. Any confirmation for upside, especially a pullback around these levels, we'll be looking for this to push up higher. Okay, so keep an eye on that. So that's the euro. It has made this move here and it is not reversing. Looks like we're staying here. We should see a correction, especially one on the daily will then mean that we get another leg similar to this. And if it's on the daily, this is quite a significant move. And that will be about, from current levels, that will be about 200 pips. So keep an eye on that. Right, pound, US dollar. We discussed this one yesterday. Now, if you look at that, we've got a setup on the daily, a very perfect setup on the daily now. It has already confirmed on the 4 hour, as we indicated yesterday. Why are we looking for this to go to the downside? We're looking for this one to go down to the blue box. Just the concern now is that this current correction is now similar in size as this. So let's see how this is going to play out. We do have a setup that we're looking at for downside, and that's what we looked at yesterday, and that's how it played out. So let's look at that in the 4 hour. Some of you may have already executed this trade. We were here yesterday. We were here looking for this one to come to the downside. We're already up around these levels. So this is the 3 waves that we saw yesterday, and we're looking for this one to go down into the blue box at about 135.43. So any confirmation, if you did not take it as yet, you will be looking for it to come around these levels. Jude says he took it yesterday. Well done if you did. So that's what we are looking for this to come down to this level. So the trade setup will be something like this: pullback and then downside. Then we'll look for a reversal at that area. US dollar chief, we're getting the reversal and in pullback as well, continuation to the downside. Dr. Ben says he took it yesterday. Good to see that you guys are taking the trades. That's the move down here. Then we're looking for a pullback. Any pullback here will be a trade to the downside for at least another leg like that. US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD has confirmed upside here for another leg higher. Remember, I can't remember if it was the weekly outlook where we had this here showing us downside. We've got that one down. Now what we have here is a 3-wave structure, and this candle closing above 50 will mean a trade to the upside. Can you see that? That's your move. That is your correction. We'll be looking for US dollar CAD to make another move as follows. Okay, so rather wait for this one to do this on the 1 hour and then upside. That is US dollar CAD. Remember, even if we do get this one up, we're still looking for the overall move to the downside. What you're getting here is against the trend. Trade setup, here it is. Audi, we're targeting 74.69. If we get a setup here, if this current candle closes above, let's just see here. If this current candle closes below the lower boundary of the flag, let's see if we're going to have a good risk to reward ratio. We can look to take this one down to the blue box. The risk to reward ratio is actually good, 2.25. You can even have a decent stop here. So that is a trade setup, provided this one closes just below the boundary here. So that is a trade setup, and we'll be targeting the blue box. Let's clean this up. Let's clean this up. Let's clean this up. That's your trade. And from the blue box, we'll look for upside. $77 pip stop. So that is the trade setup you'll be looking at. It's a short one. It's a short one, but it's worth about 160 pips. Not bad. All right. New Zealand, we've been looking for this one to drop from yesterday. Has not yet, but it looks like it will now. With the same three waves, we'll be looking for this one to do that. We're looking for this to come down here. All right, so that's what we're going to be looking at. Right, that is New Zealand. Better setup is New Zealand. Audi US dollar. US dollars are still continuing to the downside. Nothing has changed. We still want it to break lower. So this will still continue to the downside. Now let's talk about the trade setup that we're currently looking at now. Pound Audi and Pound New Zealand. Let's have a look at these two. Let's go to the site and look at this. This one is a trade setup. Pound PES. Let's look at Pound Audi and Pound New Zealand. You can choose one, which one you like. This is the latest update on the website. We're looking at this as a W, it's an X and a Y, and we're looking to sell it here. Okay, it looks like it fell a little bit short of the blue box, like what I was saying earlier was that if you find a chart like this with a blue box, at the blue box you're executing a sell as shown. This one, let's see here if it did get to the blue box. Right, thank you. Right, so this is what we're looking at. Let's go to the live chart here. So on the live chart, let's project those fibs. Let's do the fibs first, and I'll show the structure. The extension tool starts from here. This is where the correction starts, back here. We have actually hit the blue box, like right on the blue box. As you can see, we've actually hit right at the blue box. If you've projected this right, not a pip lower, not a pip higher, this is where our blue box is. Now, as you've seen with the Euro US dollar, I'm actually looking for this one to drop like that. But we can see that there's a pullback here that it makes a 3 waves move to the downside. If it does retest the blue box, doesn't change anything, we're still looking for that move. So we will be watching this trade setup, because if it does play out, it will be worth a lot of pips. Because if, let's say, we do retrace back to about the blue box area, from what we are targeting this to at least get back to about this level, which is about 843 pips. So let's see how this plays out. Is this confirming upside? We may be getting one more up here with this continuation pattern, showing us one more up into the blue box. That up into the blue box should come possibly with divergence, makes a new high, then we start looking for this. If it comes with divergence, we'll be executing again here within the blue box. So that will be an interesting one if it does do that. Okay, otherwise, if it just reverses from the 50%, that's also fine. We'll be looking to execute it to the downside as follows. So let's keep an eye on that. It will be an interesting one. So we'll be monitoring this every day until we get what we're looking at, if it does play out. New Zealand is the same, but again, like in pound Audi, let's switch off everything here. Well, without switching anything off, our blue box, as you can see, is projected, and we're targeting that is our blue box. And our 3-wave structure is this one, 1, 2, and a 3. We're looking for this one to get in here. It's within the blue box, and we're looking for this one to continue to the downside. Can it make one more up here? Possible. Comes with divergence, then we'll be looking to execute around this level. So let's watch this. This is a WXY structure. So we'll be looking to execute here within this blue box. As soon as it touches the blue box, that's where we'll be looking to execute to the downside. But now, if you have already executed the trade from here, that's fine. Yesterday we were here. You saw me putting this alert yesterday as triggered. So I've also taken the trade here on this one. If it's going to go back for one up, then that's fine, because the stop loss should be here on the blue box. That's where your stop should be. So we'll be watching this. So these are the two main pairs that we're going to be looking at for a move to the downside. But first, we may get one more up here before we get downside. Right, so those are the 2 pound pairs. Let's go through the rest. Tendai says a 1-hour setup on pound New Zealand. Let's have a look at that. Which 1-hour setup are you looking at? Are you looking at this? Are you looking at this? And then downside, is that what you're looking at? Yes, very possible. Very possible. Yes, yeah, if you look at that, very well spotted. So if you look at this on the 1 hour, as long as this stays there, this makes a three-wave pullback. We'll be looking for this. Okay, so that is what we're looking at there on pound New Zealand. So we may not even break to the upside again. So let's see if we're gonna get that confirmation. It is not the cleanest corrective structure, but let's see. Let's look at some crosses here. So CAD Chief, let's look at the big weekly structure on CAD Chief. We are looking for CAD Chief to get around this level, to start getting up to this level. We're currently getting a pullback. Looks like a pretty deep pullback. Is that a pullback or is this the three-wave structure again? Let's have a look at the indicators. Let's keep an eye on this. So this has become what looks like a three-wave structure. So let's see if this is going to make a three-wave structure and then we come back around these levels. What I've been looking for on this one was for this to make this structure here. Let's switch off here. I've been looking for this one to make this corrective structure. 3 up, 3 down, and 5 up. With this being 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. 3, 3, 5 structure. So let's see here if we're going to get that. And then still upside. That is CAD Chief. We've already looked at Audi US dollar. That's a setup. New Zealand. Let's look at the pound yen pes. Let's have a look at the yen pes. Now, if you look at this pound yen, look at this on the weekly. On the weekly, it's just a candle here. You can find that the next week, this is actually a red. This is a red candle. Next week, you can find a candle that does this. Following week, you get a candle that does this. Following week, you get a candle that does this. Following candle week, and so forth and so forth. Eventually, you get a structure that will take us to 156 or higher. So on the weekly, this does not look like a reversal, but look what it looks like on the 4 hour. 4 hour looks like a reversal. With this strong impulse here, it is not a reversal. We're still looking for upside. So even if this gives us a three-wave structure here and one more down, we are still looking for this. Or it can be overextended here, it stays here for a while. We'll still be looking for upside. Okay. We're looking for 156 on pound yen. We are looking for this structure on pound yen. It's 3 up, 3 down. Looks like we're going up in 5 waves. That's why we're saying 156. And this is not reversing. So when you know the trend and you can see that Just wait for a trigger point, anything that will give you a trade setup for upside. Because even if you do get it at 151, 152, up to 156 is about 104. It's about 400 pips, and this can even break a little bit higher here. But you don't want to be greedy. You want to take profits at around these levels. So we are here. That move is quite significant. So let's keep monitoring pound yen. The weekly, as you can see, is not dropping. Same as US dollar yen, it is not dropping. Next week, you should see this one pushing a little bit higher, and then we'll see this one continue to the upside. Isn't possible irregular flat? It's possible. It's possible to have an expanding flat on pound yen. That's why I'm saying 156 is a minimum. It can break higher. Euro yen. Euro yen, the 4-hour last current couple of days has been moving pretty slowly. But remember what we're playing out here on Euro US dollar. We are still playing out that expanding flat, or rather a running flat, because it doesn't break this low. We've got this 1, 2, 3. At some point, we even thought that this could even do this before it goes. But I'll be looking for this to continue up higher, give us a 3-wave pullback. That will give us a trade setup to take it higher. So let's keep an eye on that. Let's look at the divergence. Are we getting any divergence? This is not necessarily divergence. We're seeing this one here and this. This is not necessarily divergence. It's actually still showing us more upside. Because this has resetted here at the bottom, we're still going to see more upside. Right? So that is Euro yen. Let's look at the commodities. So remember here, I'm not going through all the pairs. Just while everybody's still here, just to show you what we're going to do. If you see here under members area on the pound pairs, you are going to get a video here. We're going to put a video here for that week on pound pairs. So you're gonna get a video, the afternoon video for the pound pairs here. And it will be the same for all other pairs. It will be the same for all other pairs. If it's a yen pairs, same thing. You will get a video with the yen pairs detailed analysis. So that's why during these sessions, I'm not going to go through all the pairs. I'm just identifying trades that have got high probability setups. So that is what we're going to do going forward. We just need to get our website developer to put this for us to upload the videos when this is done. Thank you, Jack. Let's have a look here. Gold. Now, gold, we want to confirm if this structure is the one that is ready to go. Our projection was for gold to go slightly lower and then push to the upside. Okay, our projection was for gold to go up, down, up until this level. We need to confirm if this is not making a flat with 3 up and 3 down and 5 here. 3, 3, 5, one more down before we go. So if we do get a setup here, that means that will possibly be the end of the structure. Check out the block we did on gold on the website. Check out the block we did on gold on the website. So we're looking at this to get around here, and for this to get around these levels. That's why we projected slightly lower, around the 1600s, before we resume a move to the upside. It's possible that the move to the upside may have started already here, but let's see. All right, so that's how we're going to be looking at that. Let's look at the structure on the side here. You will see that also on the block. That is how we're projecting gold. So now if we look at that, here we've got a lower degree. Let's use the red, the green, because that's in the green degree. 3 waves down, 3 wave pullback, and another 3 waves down here. As follows. We've got 3 waves up here for the X. We've got another 3 waves here for a W in red. That's how we're looking at this. Now, internally, if we go down 1 degree lower, we will even find, let's get another color that's more visible. Let's use the purple. 3 waves here, and this. There are 3 waves here. I'm not forcing this. There are actually 3 waves here, and then this. Now we're looking for this one to do this. Same thing here. Should actually be 3 like that. That's how we're looking at this. So that's why we believe that there's one more move to the downside. If it does not give us that one more move to the downside, that means that will be the end, and then we'll look to reverse from that level. Read the whole block on the website. We've got that block on. There's detailed analysis and there's text around it. That is gold. Same as pound, US dollar. We also have a block for it. I do not see any other trade setups here. Platinum is playing out well. Platinum is playing out well. The trade setup on platinum has broken up from this level and has already made this many points here. We've already made about 650 points on platinum. Let's go to the lower degree. Right, guys, so the time for the live analysis is 11 a.m. GMT. I actually made a mistake yesterday and said 13:30, but we did do it at 11:30 anyway. Thank you so much, Dr. Ben. Okay, so this is what we're looking at here. We're looking for platinum to continue up higher. Those who remember this trade setup was taken here. Based on that confirmation, pushed up here, made this 3-wave correction here while we were in the trade, and it is now around these levels. Still expecting it to push a little bit higher. At this level, it may look like a 3-wave structure, but let's see how it looks. But we are still expecting this to push a little bit higher. Okay. EuroCAD. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do EuroCAD, but remember, I do not need to do all the pairs here. So check out we'll send out the schedule for which pairs are going to be done when. This EuroCAD has invalidated that continuation pattern that we were looking at here. We wanted it to do this and give us one more down. So that has been invalidated. Check out the update. Let's check out if we've got the update for that one yet. EuroCAD. So for all other pairs, guys, we don't have to go through it here. If there's no setup, I'm not looking at it. There's the forecast on EuroCAD 4780. Bit of a reversal there. So that's why we've started with the move to the upside, as you can see. But as you can see here, we do not have a blue box. So we will have a blue box for entries. Then we're looking for this one to continue to the upside. That's how we're looking at EuroCAD. As you can see from around 147.80, we've already started with a reversal. We just need to confirm that. That's where we were. We're looking for this one to continue to the upside. The move has already started. You can see there was also very strong divergence here on the RSI. Let me see what else is on the chat box. Euro New Zealand. Just look at the website, see what our view is. That's Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand, we were actually looking for this to be a three-wave structure and then downside. But yesterday, what we saw was that it made a three-wave correction like that, and we already had a candle closing around these levels. So let's have a look here. It could possibly be making a leading diagonal here. Let's check. Let's check how this is going to play out. If that divergence is going to play out, but EuroCAD has gone sideways. Let's have a look. It actually pushed up higher instead of coming down here. So that has failed. That has failed. Did not confirm that downside. So we've got the three waves here. Makes a correction here. I will only be interested in this one if we get something like this to at least take it up to this level. That's all for today, guys. We'll try to keep this under 30 minutes because we don't want to make it long. We just want to look at trade setups. For detailed analysis, as I've shown, you will find, if you're looking for Euro pairs, you'll find a video here. You'll find a video here with detailed analysis. So yesterday we did the US dollar pairs. So you're going to find a video here. We have not really posted it here because we have not come up with that idea to put it here as yet. So that video from yesterday, it will be loaded here. So what will happen is when a video is loaded here, remember this is done on a weekly basis. On a weekly basis, you're gonna have a detailed analysis on the US dollar pairs. So this video will stay here for a week. Following week, you're gonna get a new video and so forth. Just everybody have a good day.